What's good, people? What's good? I'm happy to be back. So make sure you guys can hear me. I think it needs to be turned up a little bit. Let me turn it up. See if I can figure that out. Nope, that didn't work. How is this? Let's see. Nope. See, I don't want to be talking all the way up here. I feel like that's just. See, I don't want to be talking all the way up here. It sounds better though, but I can't just have this drawn like I can't hold it like this. That's my issue. Okay. Well, I guess that's how we're gonna have to do it then. For right now, I'm just gonna have to figure out how to have this a little bit closer. I can't be up here, but I hope you guys can hear me. If I have to start yelling, then I will. It's all good. Okay, so yesterday was beautiful, by the way. Like, let's look at yesterday's price action. Hit the PM session low, went lower. I couldn't take any trades. I had a meeting, which is fine, but yesterday was lovely. We finally hit those lows that I've been talking about since last Friday. We finally hit them. I wish I could have a little applause thing because, man, we finally hit that, which that's coolin'. Okay, so today, again, I was initially thinking that we had set the high of the week and we're going to get a classic expansion. What I'm thinking we're actually getting today is something that's called a midweek reversal. So I wish I could have my other screen up. I guess I can. Let's do that. Let's just drag this over real quick. Midweek reversal profile. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we consolidate. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we drop down, take out sell side. And now we're looking for a continuation today. And we're going to look for a continuation mañana. But we're going to focus on today. That's essentially what I'm looking for. So let's see what we get here at the open. Right, so we have the 15-minute gap. Sorry, this music is loud. I know you guys can't hear it, but I can definitely hear it. I also can hear myself in my headset. I don't think I could hear that yesterday. But I need to figure out how to, because I'm holding the mic right now. There's no way I can trade and hold this at the same time. But maybe I got to figure out something. Grab like one of those little arm things or something. I don't know. Maybe you know what I do? I probably get some books, right? I just stack some books so it's a little bit closer. Let me try that. Maybe this is a little bit better because it's on the books and it's probably just slightly closer. Maybe that's better. But I kind of have to lean back now. But maybe you guys can hear me, hopefully. So I stacked it on some books. You guys should be able to hear me a little bit better. I think why I was really quiet because I was kind of far away. So I just have to figure this out. But hopefully get better at that as we continue going. But this is what I'm looking for. Real close to Asia high. I actually like that most people are short right now. I actually like that. So through Top Step, you can kind of see it. I guess it's called the tilt thing indicator. So most people are looking for shorts. I'm actually going to be looking for longs. So I really like that actually in my trade because I think that we've set this, I think, is the low of the week. I think based off of what we're seeing right now. So Asia high, clear target. Then we have this, which is the old buy side liquidity. So I have that in light. So anything that's in light means it's been taken out. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. You can see that. Okay, that's great. Perfect. So yeah, you can tell I'm a little excited today. I just excited to be back. I really, really enjoy this process and this stuff. So yeah, excited for it all. But does this sound better for you guys as well? If you could let me know, give me like a 1 or any number, it doesn't matter. Any number works. I have to remember sometimes, because when I'm going to go post it on social media or something, my trades or anything like that, like sometimes this is too high up or this is too low. So I have to find that balance. Also, so that you guys can see. Because sometimes I feel, let me just look at this for a second. So I already had that. So technically, we've already taken out H high on ES. So just be careful of that. Just look. Oh, I need to move that up so you guys can see that too. So nothing really there, but I'm still looking up for us to trade up here. Remember, we have like a very, very large open range gap. It's gonna be like 200 something handles, so have to be very cautious of that. It could want to pull back down in the range a little bit, but I'm expecting us to just want to run and try to come up here. But we have to see in what reaction we're getting off of, especially this 15-minute fair value gap, because I believe that we can come back in. Maybe on the 30-minute chart, on the 30-minute chart we'll also create a fair value gap. So I'm trying to be very, very due diligence in terms of rotating through time frames, so I don't get stuck looking at one time frame, because that's what I end up would usually. That's what would end up happening usually, and yeah, you get lost in the sauce when you stay on one. So why I'm believing that this is going to trade a little bit higher is because if you look on the hourly chart, let's take all this stuff off. Again, we want to be observers. Again, initially I was looking for lower prices, but then looking at what we're doing right now, this to me is not telling me that. So you have this high right here with this gap. We have a fair value gap. We're showing displacement above highs after taking out sell side, trading down into this new week opening gap, which we had been looking for since Friday of last week. Just didn't give it to us until yesterday. And unfortunately, I couldn't take a part of it, but it is what it is. So now we see this up here. I'm thinking we're going to try to target up here. Now, if we come up here and let's say we reject hard, right? All the levels, bullish levels that I'm expecting the whole price aren't being held, then that's when things can switch. But as of right now, just being an observer, we're running above highs, leaving gaps, not closing in fair value gaps, running through this. We ran through this one. So for me, it's like, okay, I'm looking and I'm seeing more bullishness in price than I am bearishness at the moment. Now, the market opens in about 13 minutes, and we're going to see what we're getting there, especially. But I want to see us trade back down here, especially if we can use London high from yesterday, come down here and then show some type of willingness to go higher. Then that's when I'll look for price up here. Now, if it goes lower, that's fine. I have targets and things for the downside in terms of how we can target, like even the PM session low from yesterday or from Tuesday. That's right here. That couples up with this high. So if we were to reject and not able to trade up here, because we do have SMT between ES and Q, if we do come down and reject and show that it wants to come down with the large gap, then we have targets below as well. But I'm leaning more towards upside. I'm giving the flexibility to see, though, if price is not acting or responding in a way that would make sense to me, to go onto the other side, if that makes sense, right? Even though this is what I want to see, but I'm not going to force it. Because the price, it can't hide itself. Like yesterday was perfect. Like it didn't hide itself at all. This run up here didn't confuse me, and broke down again, and then going right to where we were expecting. These equal lows on the hour, like on this time frame, on the hourly chart looks better. Equal lows right here that we were looking for with the new week opening gap. That's exactly where it went, right? So, but now we've pulled back up here. So to me, that doesn't look like this is heavy, right? So that's what we're going off of. And as it gets closer, we go down to like the lower time frame. But if I'm looking down at the 5-minute chart, we have these wicks here with this small gap there. And actually a suspension block is there is a volume balance on both sides, by the way. So I thought it was just one volume imbalance. A suspension block is a volume imbalance, or sorry, is a fair value gap with both. So with this right there, you see that would need to be down here too. We don't see that. This is just a normal fair value gap. So yeah, but we're consolidating right below this. Definitely gonna punch up there for sure. We should get that. So stay on the 15-minute right now. Go on the 1-minute chart. It's gonna look a little bit too much down here. So again, just got to make sure we're rotating through time frames to give us the best and cleanest opportunity in terms of what we want to see. Clear and clean levels. If you can't see something clean on the 1-minute chart, go to the 2-minute chart. If it's still not clean, go to the 3, go to the 4, go to the 15, 7, whatever time frame you can see where it's clear. 15-minute right now looks a lot more clear to me. So that's what we're going to go with for right now. How's everyone doing this morning or afternoon, wherever you are? %90 of trading is literally waiting. Just waiting. I didn't understand that earlier on in my trading, so I was trying to do something all the time. And when that is your goal, is just to do something, trust me, you end up messing up a lot. So I'm just turning on some music. I kind of wish y'all could hear it. Y'all could hear the music, but they'll copyright it. So I can't do it. You know, I want to get like a little playlist that the viewers can add if they have Spotify. They can add songs in there. I can listen to some new songs, see what y'all listen to. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Like, I don't really listen to rap though. Just to let y'all know, I don't really listen to that. I mean, you guys can put that in there, but it's not gonna be something I'm gonna be really, really listening to. No, save some for us. So as you can see, like, lows are not even getting traded to, highs are getting blasted through. So that's what I want to see it fail. I don't even want to see it. I want to see it do this and then not be able to trade up there yet. I don't want to see it punch through. If it does, like, very little and then come down. Well, it already punched through. So, but we still wait though. I am not concerned about it reversing. So we are going to just wait till the market open. Remember, I like to wait for the first presented fair value gap. Once that presents itself, then I like to engage. If it doesn't, and it doesn't have to trade to it. So for me, I'm not looking for it to trade to the first presented fair value gap, because the other day on the live stream, it created the first presented fair value gap, but didn't trade to it, which is fine, which was a breakaway gap, which we were okay with, and we understood that. And I think that was the day, that might have been Monday. I don't exactly remember, but something like that. So again, we're still looking for continuation. I'm not looking at this in terms of it's going to fail and now reverse and come down here. I don't believe that. It can still do that. That's just not my belief on what I'm seeing. Now we both know. Who's your favorite artist right now? Who's your favorite artist out right now? And why? Why they're your favorite artist? We may not get this trade back down here. Oh, I hope we do, but we may not. We may just like literally shoot up. Because you have to think about like you don't want to give people time, especially remember how in the beginning, look now it's changed, but remember how I said that at least on the tilt indicator on here that everyone was short. I said I like that because I'm looking for higher prices. So if the opposite, and majority of people don't know ICT stuff, it's not saying that ICT stuff is the panacea. I think it's the best way to understand and have a clear view on price and at least get a narrative that at least makes sense. I've tried other forms of trading. It just didn't work for me. I did supply and demand. I did like the little lines all over the place. I did all that stuff. I did Ichimoku Cloud, and I traded without candles. I literally turned the candlesticks off. It was trading off whatever that indicator was. I've done all that. So not that I'm talking bad about those things. I've tried them. They didn't make sense to me. In this technical way that you look at price, whereas it's very consistent, it's not subjective. Like this high is not subjective. This gap is not subjective. It's right there. It's clear. But like when I was doing supply and demand, like they're telling me this is a zone, but then there's a zone down. It's very subjective. That's why it didn't make sense to me. Now this just makes more sense. That's why I use it. But yeah, like this gap, not subjective. This gap, not it either. This gap, and you're gonna all get the same gap that I have. It's not gonna be different. And that's what I like about this. So close above this high is lovely. Even if we trade back down here, it's still like that. What we could get is a leaving of this open, creating a gap here, and it's us literally just shoot up. We could get that. We're going to send the 5-minute chart for right now. And we could get that. We could just like come down here a little bit and then just start skyrocketing higher. And that may be what ends up happening today. So we may or may not get an opportunity. But this is the current week high. I'm going to put that a different color. Let's just do brown. Yeah, we may not get a... I'm not just going to rush in just because I want to take a trade. I want to see the first percent of the fair value gap form, and then let's end. We can figure out stuff after that. Even though this is looking pretty nice in terms of this gap here. If we can form it, which we probably will in 3 minutes. Let's make sure we have this. Note this of what this is. So I know, but also you know. Dang, I keep doing that all the time. There we go. So it's a 15-minute gap right here. Again, we're looking for higher prices. I love that a lot of people were short. It's perfect. And let's see if we can get a nice risk to reward going above there. I have levels as well. But hopefully we can, it doesn't just run up there. Because if it just runs up there, then we got nothing to do. I don't have any FOMO. If it's meant to be and come back down to levels that make sense to me, it'll do it. If it's not meant to be, then it ain't finna come back. It's just gonna go. And then we have to reassess from there. That's my thought process. That's my plan right now. I see this right here, this gap here. This is a normal fair value gap. It's not a suspension block, but it has a fair value gap. I mean, it has a volume imbalance. A suspension block is 2 volume imbalances encompassing a fair value gap. So this is just a normal one. So I still like this though. Just because I have a high chance, I believe that's going to come up. I'm not just even going to take one and put my stop loss there just to see. I don't want to do that. I'm okay. So even if it comes down here, like let's go on a 1 minute chart. Let's see what we're getting there. It's going to give it, if it's going to go higher, it's going to give us an opportunity. It's going to give us an opportunity. It'll do it. You don't have to worry about missing anything. It'll give it to us. Just be patient. Well, I say us. It'll give it to me because I'm taking the trade. Let me just flash this back up here just so just so we know, you know, there is risk in trading, you know what I mean? And these are my trades. I'm not trying to say this to be, because I got to go back. Oops. Let's go back. Okay, cool. So this is the gap that we were talking about. So the 5 minute gap here that we said that price could potentially see us respect. But let's see, we're gonna wait for this lower time frame. Maybe we can come down here and clean some of this up. Asia high right there in the 15-minute chart. We have this 15-minute gap here, and if we see some reaction away, create a fair value gap, trade back down into it. Your boy is keen on that. I'll get in on that one, but that scenario that I just explained to you needs to take place. Again, we're going to go through all time frames just to look through. 15-minute gap here. 5-minute gap. Well, didn't want to test it out. I explained that. Not interested in that at all. Now what I want to see is when we get to this gap, do we show bullishness? Are we going to just run right through the bearish gaps and trade higher? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm waiting for, that signature. So my hands are, see, look, I bought the lights. I brought the cord. I bought the cord and everything. I'm like, I'm going to now be able to live stream and have my face on there. Bought the wrong cord, so can't even do that. Remember, everyone has seen this go higher. So look, now you have 70% people are short. I like that, but let's see a fair value gap on the first presented fair value gap form. Then we can do something about it. But until then, we're just watching. Let everyone else want to get in there and do X, Y, Z. That's fine. We are patient. And we just wait. We wait for price to say, hey, it's time. I'm ready. But until then, nothing. Me when I'm down. Y'all listen. Look, I'm listening to B.O.B. right now. B.O.B. You remember the thing? I think it was called Strange Clouds or something. I think that was his album. I'm listening to Chandelier right now. It's been a minute. Okay, so I want to see how we're reacting below lows. We just need to create a fair value gap. That's all we need to do. So 70% of people are short. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see right now. Exactly what I want to see right now. Genau. That's what, exactly. If you want to say it in German, you say genau. Genau, genau. So if you ever hear that, that's what they're saying. Exactly. Or if you want to pretend like you're German or you understand German, just if they're talking, you just say genau. Genau. And they'll actually think that you understand. It's a funny thing. I played football over in Germany. That's why. If you're trying to figure out how I know that. Genau, genau, genau. Keeps beating. Does this look like it wants to go lower, by the way? No. Not right now. But it's not a signature for me to get in yet. We need to start seeing some movement, some bullishness, because if we can, especially if we can create a FVG over top of this. So that's what I'm waiting for. How do we react here? Okay, here's the London low. London high. How are we reacting there? That's what I want to see. Okay, cool. Here's a 15-minute gap we traded down into. I love this close right now. If we can stay up above this and start creating displacement, I love this. But that has to stay that way. It cannot start to expand below that. Because then that means we have to wait a little bit longer. Or I could be wrong. I could be wrong as well, by the way. And I'm okay with that. Let me just see where the top of the... Okay, so 25,851. That's where the lower portion or like the upper portion of the gap is. So we need to start seeing a little bit more displacement here on the upside if we're going to go higher. That's what I'm waiting for. So if this holds and is able to, this would be the first presented for value gap up here. 934. It's not too bad timing wise. So we hit the upper quadrant of yesterday's opening range gap. Just be patient. See where this closes. Again, for it to go to the upside, like what I'm looking for, it needs to show that. I can't just like it needs to show that willingness to do that, right? It's not just okay, so that is the first presented for value gap. I just want to note that here as well. So I can see that. Just want to make sure there's no volume imbalance there because I've had that many times. So it's not displacing below this low right now, which for me would be a scary sign if I was, that's not a BISI, I'm tripping. It's not displacing below this low yet, but we'll see what we're getting there. I want to see it straight up here. But again, I could be wrong. If I was bearish, that's what I've been waiting for, but I'm not bearish right now. So we'll see what happens here. Just waiting. There's a volume imbalance there. How do we react? How do we respond there? So not getting a lot of bullishness, at least signatures right now. But we're not really displacing it below these lows, which is not giving me any for sure signs where it's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to displace below this low. You see how we're going below, coming back up, going below, coming back up. Look how yesterday, if you want to go look at low resistance, look at yesterday's trades. Look at the fair value gaps. Look how clean everything was. Right now, I'm not getting, at least for me, I'm not seeing those signatures right now. I'm also not in a rush to take something. I'm not in a rush. I want to see us trade higher if that's possible. I want to see a gap get created. Now, if we're going to trade lower, then you start seeing some displacement here. But look at all those wicks right now. I'm going to see some candles. Some large candles. Hold up. Get right with you. I'm going to get right with you. So it's at like 25,852. 20,850, like right here is the lower or upper quadrant of the opening range gap right now. Never know. They might guess on E. Let's change the song. Rent free. Don't wanna burn it. Let's see, actually. So we have SMT there, but let's see. We're gonna look to see what we're getting here, you know. Okay, I like this. Again, remember I was telling you we're looking for expansion. I like this. We're starting to see some signatures. Now we just need to see it follow through. We need to see follow through, not just like coming up here and not doing anything. And now if we trade back down into a fair value gap that gets created, that's when I will look to take a buy. We failed to hit the the low end of that, but again, we need to see this continue, not just not do that. That's not a signature that for me. Sorry, I was stretching a little bit. Even if I was waiting for a short or I was in a short, that signature right there wouldn't make me confident in it right now. What time is it right now? Okay, not yet. I was trying to see what time it was in terms of like 45. So the 15-minute candle hasn't closed yet. That's what I was looking. Had a volume imbalance there. Yeah, if you look on the higher time frames, it's very okay. So that's a 5-minute gap we just created here. So if this was bullish or bearish, sorry, it should be displacing now. We took out a high. We have this fair value gap. We have this one as well. This should start showing some displacement to the downside if it's in fact going lower. But to me, this doesn't look like it. Right? It doesn't look like it wants to go lower. It looks like it's just consolidating, trapping people in to then expand higher. That's what I'm visually thinking. Like that's my vision. Right? ICT has talked about having a vision. And I actually read Habakkuk, 2 through 3. He recommended that. I went to go read that. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So if you have a chance, go read that. Yeah, I found it very interesting. But again, most people are short. I like that. This to me is it's consolidating a little bit. So if it wants to go shorter, that's fine. I'm okay with being like, you know what, I'm wrong. I'll take a short. But right now, I don't like anything in here. Right now. I know this should up into a 5-minute gap now because like I was thinking classic expansion, but where we are right now, I'm thinking midweek reversal, which means if midweek reversal means I'm looking for buy side, not sell side. But I need to see those characteristics. I need to see those properties. And then I'm more willing to be like, okay, yes, now I'm willing to take a trade. But until then, there's really nothing for me to do here. Again, if it wants to go lower, it's going to show that. You know, sometimes you hear songs on your liked list on Spotify, and I'm like, how in the world did I even like this song? Or when? Hopefully my phone gets fixed today. What I mean by that is like I locked out of I forgot my password. So you know how that is. And Apple be making it so hard for the people that actually like. There we go. Okay, about time. Well, hopefully I get my phone back. I haven't got it back yet, DJ, by the way. I need to stop using your name, my fault. Every time I see it, it's like it's just natural, my bad. Again, we're looking for higher prices. So hopefully we can get a gap. We have one down here. Actually, what I might do, low key, is if we can trade back down into this. I like this. Don't run away. We love you. We love you, Tekka. I need like one of them things. We love you, Pip. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so we're finally getting something, some displacement below the low. If we can come back down in here, I'll take 2. Stop loss would be down there. So if we can do that, we need to come back down into this. Or if we create a gap, a fair value gap, I'll still take that. But hopefully it doesn't just run. I don't think we're going to get it. Burn all them bridges. Way like I'm someone you know. Don't let me down easy if you want to leave me. I'm going to buy 2 if it trades back down into that. So I'm there. My goodness, this thing is really... Now, if we create a gap there as well. Not a great close, by the way. I'll buy 2 more there. Okay, so this is my trade here. What I like, and it's just being really, really laggy right now. So I'm just let it be. There's a gap right there. We traded above. I'm expecting us to hold that. I'm expecting price to want to show a bullishness and wanting to trade higher. I see that as a break in market structure with this gap here. Right here. And right here. Right there. So now I'm looking for us to see if we can trade a little bit higher. I'm looking for that first presented fair value gap. Also, does it look for us to hold price? I believe that we've trapped people in short and that this is not a stop run. I believe that that is a break in market structure. And again, looking for higher prices. That's what I'm looking for. So if we can continue to see bullishness in price, again, we always take partials halfway. So we need to see that. And again, we may not get that, and that's fine. That's just the risks that we have with trading. So then here's a gap down here. I put my stop loss below the gap just in case, because if it is supposed to go higher, I expect this gap to hold price and us not to run through it. If that's not the case, then that's just not the case today, and we end up taking a loss. But right here, I'm gonna take 1 off. Always do that. What is it? Limit sell because I bought. Limit 1 here. It's not looking like we're gonna get that, by the way, right now. But again, just wait here and see what we get. That initial reaction was nice, but the fact that we're getting that, it's just blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But we'll see what we get here. If we lose and we're wrong, we're just wrong. There we go. I like this. I like that it's continuously where the bodies are showing. Look at that, how you have the upper portion of that fair value gap. Notice how the bodies are at least maintaining it above as of right now. That's what we're looking at. Remember, the macro time now. So we want to start seeing some expansion here above that high. and start to get out of all this mess. That's what I'm looking at. And again, it doesn't have to happen that way, but that's just what I'm visually seeing right now and what I would want to see in the trade. I'm just trying to, I'm like back and forth because you can hear me better here, but then I don't sit so close to the screen. So I'm just trying to not have both, obviously, right? That reaction, I don't necessarily really like that, but this is just the trade. This is what I saw. This is what I'm going to hold, and then whatever happens at this point, that's what happens. It's just trading. Like it's just what it is, right? So just be patient here. I'm just gonna wait, and if I end up losing, then we lose, and I have to just weigh out what's the next possible thing that I'd want to see or possibility right now, right? Again, even if this does win from where it's at, I'm in a lot of drawdown. Okay, so there we go. So took a loss, 207. Okay, so now I just have to take a step back and see what it actually wants to do now. Okay, so just looking at it right now, because I have to hold this thing. So we're getting the displacement, what we would want to see, lower. Okay, so we initially saw that. So because I've taken a loss now, if we can trade back up to here, and I'm looking at that, okay, that's SMT. We have lows. Hold on, let me just look at my other screen. We have lows below us. We have this high here. And we'll look for the PM session low, which is of yesterday, which is pretty much around that area. So we'll look for that. Which it may not give to us. This may just expand lower. I'm just personally not thinking that this is still going to go lower, but we just have to see, because look at the bodies there. 2-minute chart. Thought I told you time and time again it won't stop. Let's see. We're just waiting. A little bit more chop. This is a lot more choppy than I was honestly expecting. We had a large range day the previous day. I would have expected this going lower, but not this going higher from based off of like what we saw. Like I don't want to short that. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't want to short that. I just feel like that's a trap again. That's my thought process. It's a trap again. Because I didn't believe that this went lower. Now that we went up. And again, I could be wrong. I could just be literally on the wrong side of the day. And that's fine. But I don't think that that's a short right now. I think it's going to just run right through this. I don't think there's going to be any respect. That's my thought process on here. I still think we're trying to come up here. But again, I could be wrong. But I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. Remember that one day last week? That 15-minute chart was showing mad wicks down here. That's what I'm talking about. It's doing the same thing where the gap, this gap right here, is doing the same thing. So that's why I'm really, really hesitant to look for that. I'm thinking we're still going to go higher. So I took 4 last time. I'm going to take 2. Need to see a gap, though. And then we move. And it's like, oh, man. See, to me, this doesn't look bearish. It doesn't look bearish at all. We might have just got in too early, which happens. It's trading. But look at that. That doesn't look bearish to me at all. So now if we can trade down into this, and this would be like my last trade because it's probably going to be it. If we can trade down into this gap right here, I will take it. As long as it can leave something worthwhile here and it can trade back down into it, that's when I'll take 2. And then that'll be like my last one. And it might be quick too. Begging it. How much time do we have left? 2 seconds. Come on. I'll take it right there. Okay. And again, if I get bagged up, guess what? I get bagged up. That's what happens today. But we just let it go now. Because this it doesn't look like it's bullish. Bearish to me. So, again, my stop loss is 375. Right there is fine actually. So for me, goodness gracious, man. Is this thing lagging for y'all too, by the way? Just let me know. And again, I could get caught up in this mess, which I'm trying not to, but that's why for me, this is the last trade. Like, if it's doing this and it's I'm not seeing any signatures because I believe this should be going a little bit higher. Like, it is what it is, right? I don't want to get caught in this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, I'm just not doing it. There are better days to trade. Like yesterday was a great day to trade, where it's a little bit cleaner and easier to see. Now, I think my thing here was if this gets stopped out, it doesn't matter. Even if it wins, it still doesn't matter. What I'm looking at right now, look where I bought. Precision, -20. -20 on precision right here. Now it should like this should be where my buy should be, right there. Going into that, regardless of this wins or not, that's where the buy should have been. So right now I traded down into that 1 minute gap. Yeah, I just think this is just that day today. This ain't gonna work. It's all good though. So we'll go to tomorrow, pretty much looking for the same thing. If that happens to be the case, you know. That reaction right there though is pretty nice, but I don't think that we're gonna get the follow through. And I'm not taking any more after this. Just looking at the price, I don't want to be involved anymore. I don't want to be involved anymore. But yeah, hopefully I can get my phone back for real. For real. Stacking it. So this is the gap. Why is it doing this? This is why I moved it. my stop loss because I felt that it could come down into that gap and be used. Now this is the London high from Wednesday, but yeah, this looking like right now ain't it. What's good, teacher? What's good, Brody? I think this is going to be a stop out actually. And this will be my last trade. I'm not, yeah, okay. So I'm done for today. Like I'm not getting involved with this. It's not going lower or higher. And so I'm not looking to be involved in any of this right now. So down 344 on the day. My max is 375, I think. And there's nothing else I want to do in this, to be honest. I don't want to do anything in this. So we'll talk about the trades I took right here. They'll show up on the populate on the chart. They'll populate on the chart. So initially was looking for this right here, this breaker. It came down into it. I took one, and when it traded down into the gap, I took another one. Came down and stopped me out. Came up, traded. This is I'm thinking this is it's called seek and destroy. That's what I'm thinking this is. I don't think this is going lower, by the way. But it can. We came up. We had this gap here. Price trades down into the gap. And potentially maybe could have been like, okay, waiting for this gap. My stop loss would have never been down there. And it just ended up coming a little bit deeper. So that's just what we got today. Again, chop. I don't want to be in this anymore. I'm not interested in this day. It's consolidating right here. It's not really moving. We've had expansion. We ran through this gap. Then we come down and we're going deep. We're doing really, really deep retracement. So I'm just not interested. Not interested. On the 5-minute, look, 2-minute chart, still nothing. 3-minute chart, you had this gap here. 5-minute chart, we had this gap here. We ran through that, closed above that, came back down. So like this is just, for me, this isn't a good day. These are the days where my account gets churned, and I'm not willing to do that. Right? There's days like yesterday, which was easier, and then Friday we'll have another opportunity. Tomorrow we'll trade with 2. It's the lowest I go to, and then we just go from there. Not really worried about it. So yeah, that's what we got today. There's really nothing else here. I'm gonna go enjoy my day. I'm actually low-key kind of hungry, but I gotta wait for a couple hours. But yeah, so this right here is not what I'd want to see. It's not really going lower and it's not really going higher. So either way, you're getting chopped because it's not moving. I just didn't believe that was the high. Now we did have SMT, don't get me wrong. From here and here, there's SMT there. But just from where we were, see, I didn't take a trade yesterday. I wasn't there. But trading above here, we had the 15-minute gap here. We had this here. We're showing expansion, not able to trade down below. So then my thought process is looking higher. Yes, I saw we took out the Asia high, but like nothing of like too much importance for me. So now it's 10 o'clock now. I mean, there's nothing else. Let me lock this. There's really nothing else for me to do. So yeah, we had a nice initial reaction from here. Like we got wicks and the bodies were closing in nice areas, and then we just ran through. So just what happened today, and we just come back. So if we look at the performance so far, we have 309. We took 170 the other day. Yesterday it did not trade. 344 in 3 trades. It technically was 2. So minus 174 on the week. Again, not that much. Didn't really do that much damage. And that's what we had today. Minus 121, minus 84. Which one was that one? Oh, the second trade. And then 135. So that's what we had today in terms of our trades. I didn't take 7. It was 3 trades. or 2 trades. I didn't even take 7 or 3 trades. I took 2 trades. So that's what we have today. Again, I don't believe that this is going lower, but been stopped out every time going higher. And even if I was looking for sells, I don't even know where those would go either. So it's a good time to walk away. Good time and yeah, time to walk away. So again, I appreciate you guys for being on. I'll be on tomorrow as well, and we'll see how the rest of this day plays out. Tomorrow, hopefully it's a bit cleaner. I was kind of expecting choppiness, just not like this. Just really not like this. But we'll expect that. All right, peace out, guys. I'll catch you. I'll let you know if my phone is fixed. If it is, it'll be like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. tonight or something. I think that's what Apple told me. So I don't even know, to be honest. But all right, catch you guys. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.